What's going on, guys? Decided to do this same thing that I did last year. Decided to make a knife on camera. And back in my old channel, if you guys are subscribed to me, I used to go off about this thing here, the quote-unquote behemoth super knife, the world's first and first best super knife. And I did a big sensationalized thing about it. You know, said it could save the world economy. It could be the world's 8th largest economy. I mean, and I think a couple people got all butthurt over that, which is just a joke. I mean, like a freaking knife is going to be like the world's 8th largest economy. I mean, it's a joke, dude. Best and first best super knife. I mean, it's all it is a large Bowie made out of 01. It's a joke, all right. So I mean, some people got all butthurt about that, but it was just meant to be humor. I guess some people on YouTube don't have like this thing called humor. Well, anyways, that's not the first knife I made on film camera. Sorry, I don't have film anymore. It was actually this one. This is the first knife I ever made on YouTube. I made it on my Bader B3, and it's a piece of 01, precision ground 01 that I made with some tan micarta. First time using tubing. I use copper tubing, but works okay. Actually pretty sharp. Not hair popping sharp, but sharp enough. And it's actually one of my perfect hollow grinds. There's a little bit of a divot right here. But I did a test on it. I did a drop test. I actually did a water bottle cutting test. And I would have loved to air my old vids, but my computer crashed, back in the day, before we had external hard drives for like 90 cents, 1 terabyte for 90 cents, right? I mean, no, really, it's more than that, but that was my first knife I really done on camera. And people said these are big knives. Then I got turned on to the prospect of 2 by 1/4 inch, so 1.5 by 1/4 inch was making the behemoth super knife. Anyway, this knife here, decided to add a little more history about it. You see, I've been making knives roughly since about 2000. 2001. I decided to start making them in 1999. I started with a Benchmade Axis Lock Special Edition. That's the first high-end knife I ever got. And what's the best way to put this? It inspired me to start reading more knife publications and eventually get into knife making. I used to do a lot of convex style grinds, like that one you seen in that one video. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It has a convex blade. All my knives were convex. That's kind of just what you start with when you start making knives. Eventually, sooner or later, just decided to go, I want the big money. I want to spend the big money. I want the big hollow grinding wheel. So went ahead and bought a Bader B3. So this is actually the first knife I decided to make on camera. Got my first YouTube account going back in around 08. It was actually a prepper channel. And I remember there's just a few preppers, I used to call it a survivalist channel. I never regard myself as a quote-unquote prepper. I always called myself a survivalist, okay? And I decided that, listening to a lot of this alternative media and stuff, that I'm going to go ahead and make a survival channel where I can learn what I'm doing and kind of document along what I'm learning, what I'm doing. Kind of to act as a contributor, I guess you could say. So, anyways, in the middle of this, I decided to get away from survivalism for a while and make a knife on camera. And I made this. And that's what it turned out to be. And back then actually what inspired me to be a YouTuber was Nut and Fancy. The first video I seen was Nut and Fancy out in the desert shooting. And he just kind of like got me into where I turned on my first camera and I went ahead and uploaded my first video, and it just inspired me to continue to upload videos. And so ever since then, I've always thought that video was an awesome media to convey your knowledge. So, anyways, this is the first knife I ever made. just decided to reiterate that, and then got away from it, changed the channel again, made another prepper channel, and then I decided to go ahead with the behemoth knife, as I already told you. You already know the story behind that. But not a bad little blade. It's a shorter blade, 1/4 inch thick, but did pretty good on the grind, I think. Some of the better hand rubbed finishing too.